Arnold Schwarzenegger. His name's John Matrix.
No, wait, seriously? John Matrix?
Colonel John Matrix.
God.
But now he's living in the woods. It's very idyllic. He's got a cabin and he's there with his daughter. She's a little kid. It's Alyssa Milano.
Kind of retired. And
he's retired. He just wants to live in the woods. And they're getting ice cream, and she like hits him in the face with the ice cream as a joke. And he's like, ha ha ha. I will kill you last. And then they see a helicopter coming in. So then there's always the old general that trained him. And then he comes in. So then he's like, hey, just wanted to let you know someone's killing all of the men from your old team.
Oh.
You know, his like special ops team.
Unit or whatever.
Like, someone's killing your team. Don't worry, we're going to keep looking into it. We're going to leave these 2 army guys to protect you. And then as soon as the helicopter leaves, people pop out of the bushes and shoot those guys.
Oh.
They immediately find him.
Oh, no.
And then they take his daughter. And then they've got him on the ground. And then the kind of one of the main bad guys, his name is Bennett. And he's like, Bennett, it's you. And he's like, yeah, he kicked Bennett out of his special group, which no one likes to not be included in groups. Yeah. And he's like, that really hurt my feelings. And then they hit him with a dart and he falls asleep. So he wakes up, he's chained to a table, and it's our cast of bad guys. Bennett's there. And this one guy, he used to be the president of Valverde. So the idea is the American government helped foment a coup that overthrew this guy so they could put in their own puppet president.
Okay.
And he's like, I was the president you overthrew. You were the hero of the revolution. Now I want you to go back. That president there trusts you. Kill him. Kill Velasquez. And we have your daughter. We'll kill your daughter if you don't go kill the president of this made-up Central American country.
Okay.
So then they take him to the airport, and they're like, okay, we got 2 guys, and one of them is going to watch you get in the plane, and the other guy's going to go on the plane with you to make sure you get off the plane. There's a short guy and a tall guy, kind of. And he gets on the plane, and then the guy next to him on the plane, he knocks him out and breaks his neck. In the 80s, it was very easy to break somebody's neck.
Okay.
In these movies, you just kind of twist their head a little, and it sounds like lots of cracking, and they're just dead.
Yeah.
So this guy's dead, but he puts the pillow on behind his head.
Okay.
And he says to the stewardess, "Don't wake up my friend. He's dead tired." He finds what the landing gear is. He climbs down onto the landing gear, but as the plane's taking off, he jumps out of the plane.
Okay.
So now he's back in the airport. On the payphone is a stewardess, and this stewardess is played by Ray Dawn Chong. She's back. She came back into our lives. Well, so then the short guy, you know, he's finished his mission of making sure that Schwarzenegger gets on the plane, John Matrix, and then he just starts following her. John Matrix is following the short guy because that's his only lead. You know, he needs to start killing goons.
Right.
And the goon is following Radon because he's horny. So he follows her to the parking garage. She's like, no, thank you. And then he immediately goes, you whore.
God damn.
So he leaves. But then as soon as she gets rid of that guy, then Schwarzenegger grabs her. And he's like, get in the car. So then he's like, follow that other guy.
Okay.
Basically, it just turns into an Uber ride. It's interesting. So this is 85. 86 was Soul Man. This movie started her career, and then Soul Man ended it.
All right.
And also the guy, no one made it out of Soul Man except for James Earl Jones.
Yeah.
And he had to dress up like Darth Vader. So he wouldn't be recognized.
Yeah, because the real Darth Vader was a white guy.
Reverse Soul Man.
Yeah, holy shit.
Black voice, white face. Well, he was a black guy instead of white guy instead of black guy. If you think about it. That was a turducken of racism. Oh, so they go to the mall, and he's like, he's got my daughter. Go seduce him and bring him out here, and I will kill him. And she gets the security guard, and she's like, the biggest man you've ever seen? He's paranoid, and he's weird, and he's kidnapped me. And then the security guards start attacking Arnold, John Matrix.
The mall security.
I guess something about the way he's punching mall security, Ray Dawn kind of decides she believes him now. So then Arnold's chasing the guy gets back in his car. Arnold steals her car because he still has the key. But then she runs out and she's like, let me come with you. Also, it's my car.
Right.
So then she's getting with him. I think he's telling her more of the story of the thing. So then he rams the guy. The guy's car flips over. And then he grabs the guy out of the car. He has a hotel key. So then he's dangling him off of like the Hollywood Hills, I guess. And then he drops him. So then they go to the hotel. They find the room. They're looking for clues in the room. And then one of the other goons comes in. He says he's a Green Beret. And he's like, I eat Green Berets for breakfast. And then they start fighting. And his mouth's not moving, but they added like additional dialogue where he's like, and I didn't have breakfast. Because I think whoever wrote it was like, well, it is nighttime. So he would have had breakfast. So they added in him going like, I skipped breakfast, so I'm still hungry for Green Beret. Oh, so then he like throws him and he gets impaled. And maybe a table was upside down. He gets impaled on something.
Oh, a table.
It looks like a table leg. He gets impaled.
It's not sharp.
He gets impaled. Yeah.
Oof.
Table for one.
There we go.
Table for one.
Table for
one. That's the whole point of this whole movie.
Yeah.
Is him he murders for the jokes. So then they search his car for clues, and she's like, "This is a bill for plane fuel." We find out that she's taking flying lessons. And then he's like, well, there were some warehouses down the street. I bet that's where they're keeping their plane. Mm-hmm. So then they go to the warehouses and they find maps. And they're like, oh, this map shows this must be the island where they're keeping my daughter. And then she's like, look, here's a photograph of a plane. An amphibious plane.
Oh.
And she can fly. Oh, so he's like, okay, so we need to steal this plane. I guess they figure out what the plane is. And then he's like, but first we need to go shopping.
What?
He takes a bulldozer.
What?
And he drives it into a army surplus store.
Okay.
Like they've got a rocket launcher.
Oh.
They've got every kind of gun. So he's got so much stuff now. Mm-hmm. Machine guns, grenades, explosives. Then they find the plane. Mm-hmm. Then they find the island. She lands. Now it's morning. He's like, stay here. He gets to the beach. I guess the plane lands in Valverde, and they get word that he's not on the plane, and the guy that was with him is dead.
Oh.
He's not sleeping.
No.
He's blue.
Well, do they show the scene where this poor stewardess has to find out that this guy's dead? Of just like having to try to nudge him awake and then...
Yeah, I guess they did. And you'd expect that in Coach.
Yeah.
They're like, usually the dead people are in third class. Sir, you can't be dead. Sir, you can't be dead in first class. Being dead is for poor people. What are you doing? So it starts off, he's throwing knives. He's throwing knives. At one point, he's throwing knives. He sneaks up behind a guy, and he slits his throat, and he says, knives to meet you.
Oh, God. Fucking damn it.
He throws knives. He slits throats. Mm-hmm. At one point, it looks like he shoots a knife. I don't know how that happened.
Oh, shit.
He puts the explosives he got all around, and then everything just blows up at once. Mm. And he says, I hope you like the blowjob. I'm making these up. And then now there's just lots of scenes of he's got a machine gun, and 1,000 guys are running towards him. 1,000 guys are shooting at him, but he's shooting at them, but he's hitting them, and they're not hitting him because he's better. He's really good at machine guns.
Right. Mm-hmm.
I did notice that there's a lot of scenes where when someone's getting riddled with machine gun bullets, they look like they're breakdancing for a second. Come on, Shimon! Woo! He does some rocket launchers. He's really good at rocket launcher. At one point, he gets hit a little bit on the side, and then he goes in a shed. So then they just all fire their machine guns into the shed. Mm. Then they open the door, and he got up on the roof. He swings down and like stabs a guy, and he says, "It looks like I've shed my inhibitions." So he goes in, the guy who wants to be president again. He shoots him. He falls out a window. Mm. So now Bennett, he's got the daughter. So then they're knifing each other. They're punching each other. So he rips a pipe off the wall, and he throws it at him, and it goes through the guy. Oh. And I guess it hits whatever's behind him, the boiler. So he's impaled against this thing with this metal pole sticking out of him and steam shooting out of it. And he says, "Bennett, let off some steam."
Oh, there it is.
We also would have accepted tubular. "Bennett, is that a metal pole sticking out of your chest, or are you just happy to see me? I bet your favorite baseball player is A-Rod."
Talk about laying pipe. All right, yeah. Right.
But Rae Dawn Chong, I really felt like this was her movie. Mm-hmm. "You appear to be Chinese."
What?
"And African American. Do you wear Kung Fu Boo?" Arnold's on a roll. I want to believe that this movie is called Commando, not because John Matrix was a commando, but because the whole movie, Rae Dawn Chong was not wearing any underwear. That's what we're fighting for, boys. The past was doing its best.
That's the theme song.
Leave them alone. Leave them alone. Leave them alone. They were doing their best.